Hi, Gail Buskey here. Not sure what to have your virtual assistant do for you? Got a great little tip. It doesn't take very long, and it's a great way to figure out what to have your virtual assistant do for you. What I did way back in the beginning when we started hiring virtual assistants ourselves is I went through and every time I would do a task throughout an entire week, every time I'd do a task, I'd jot that task down, whether it was answering the telephone, answering emails, doing customer service, tech support, putting together newsletters, you name it, I jotted it down. I kept a journal for a week. At the end of the week, I kind of categorized of all the emails I received, which categories do they go into? Were they customer support, tech support, sales calls, so on. Same thing with telephone calls. So I kind of categorized all those. And then I went through that list and I crossed off everything that I had to personally handle. So at the time, I wanted to handle personally all of the sales type questions. I wasn't quite ready to hand those things off to someone else. So that's an item that got crossed off. But answering general telephone calls and customer support calls were things that someone else could handle. So I left those on the list. I didn't line them out. Once I was done going through that list and lining out the things that only I could handle, then I had my list that a virtual assistant could do. And that's when I set out to find a virtual assistant to handle each of those things. Now, personally, I prefer to split them up so that each virtual assistant that you would hire has their own specific job description, so a very narrow job description. So this person is in charge of customer support, this person is in charge of technical support, this person is in charge of answering the phone and directing phone calls to the appropriate people, and so on. And the reason for that is, that way, if one person on your staff leaves, you're not stuck with all of those tasks back again. The rest of your business is able to continue clicking on and doing what it does while you look for a replacement for that one particular task only. I'd like to invite you to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and also check back on our blog on a regular basis where we'll be sharing more helpful tips and videos on how to help you grow your business.